Your first look at high school football scores and highlights. This is First Down Friday Night. Sponsored by Whataburger, Dryer Vent Squad, your Community Health Mart Pharmacy, and P2EDI. Now your hosts, Mo Carter and Simon Williams.
And so it begins a new season of First Down Friday Night. Mo Carter alongside Simon Williams for his first ride in the Tennessee Valley with high school football. And we bring you great action right here on the Gridiron.
Yeah, well, many teams are playing their first games this week. It's officially week 0 on the calendar. We're just calling it kickoff week here on Fox 54, and we are so happy to do so. We've got games for you all across the Valley tonight, but you can check out all the scores scrolling on the ticker below.
Right here, right here, right here. All right, everyone. Now, on this playing date last year, Hartselle marched into Austin High School Stadium and blanked the Black Bears 29-0. That was the first of 10 straight wins for Hartselle last year. Tonight, those same two squads squaring off, and the Black Bears, they were looking to avenge that loss. So let's take you down Highway 31 south of packed house in Morgan County for this one. We were scoreless through the first. So on to the second we go. Jack Smith to Eli Tidwell. He slips a tackle and scores from 28 yards out. It's 7-0. And let's string on that playing music too, everybody. Tigers in the red zone now. Smith throws the pass to Isaiah Fletcher. He drops it. Live ball. Bryson Claiborne knows what to do. He's a DB. He's going to pick it up, return it 75 yards. That is called a scoop and score, Simon. He takes it to the house, and we got a tie ball game, everyone. Tigers now have a 7-7 game. But then, here we go. The Tigers, they've got great field position after a great kickoff. That would lead to this, and it's Eli Tidwell once again coming up with the 45-yard touchdown. Hartselle up 17-7 at the break. Now, let's go to the second half. More from the Tigers. Rye Fletcher, he will get the ball, and he will eventually get the work, and here it comes right here. Right up the gut. He's a former First Down Friday Night Player of the Week, and you see why. Watch him just go off to the races for a touchdown. Let's check out your final score tonight from Hartselle as the Tigers roll over the Black Bears by a final of 45-17. On next week, Hartselle, they will play host to Jackson Olin. Austin, they will take on their big old rivals, Decatur. Speaking of Decatur, the Red Raiders, they traveled to Huntsville for their first ever meeting against May Jemison. It took place at Lewis Cruz Stadium. Jerry Adcock and company, they were on a roll, already up 35-0. Ellis Dickman goes up top to Jaden Brown, and watch that huge grab right there inside of Jaguars territory. That would lead to this. It's Dickman across the middle to Jack Waller, and guess what? He's in for a touchdown because nobody's going to stop number 20. 42-0 Decatur. We are still in the second quarter, and the Jaguar staff with Coach Harold Wells and company, they're just wondering what's going on. So after a turnover, here comes the Red Raiders against. They hand it off to number 23, Dayton Swoops, and you might as well say Swoops. There it is. He gets a first down right there. Then it'll be Swoops. Why don't you go ahead and just reward the man? Watch as he bounces outside. Then you can tell he's been in the weight room. Watch as he churns these legs. He gets across the end zone for a score, 48-0 at that point. Let's take you over to Lord, it was a big one tonight for the Decatur Red Raiders. They go on to win it by a massive rout over May Jemison. Next week, Decatur's got that huge game against Austin, huge rivalry game, while May Jemison, they'll travel over to Tanner. Let's send it to you, Simon.
All right, at Madison City Stadium, James Clemens honored the football players, cheerleaders, and band members from the senior class before the Jets hosted the Rockets, and there was some action early. All right, after getting the ball deep in their own territory, James Clemens coughs it up, and Gardendale will take over in enemy territory deep. There you see Gio Lopez, the USA commit, and here they are. Deep in their own territory, running back Brian Gilmore shoots the A-gap, pushes it in. The Rockets go ahead 7-0. Celebrating there for the first score of the game, drawing first blood on enemy territory. Fans well represented tonight. Later in the quarter, Lopez in the shotgun, fakes it left, scrambles a bit, flicks it to Gabriel Ballard, who has an opening, and streaks to the end zone. Touchdown, and we got a tie ball game. Gardendale finds himself deep in their own end of the field. Nelson, the quarterback, takes a big hit. There's a scrum for the ball. Who's got it? James Clemens comes up with it. A scoop and score by James Clemens to retake the lead. What a back and forth first quarter of action out in Madison. All right, let's take a look at your score. Still in action right now, those two, as it was 14-7 at the conclusion of the period.
I just looked it up. This game is 41-34 in the fourth quarter. Gordondale up on top. We will hook you up with a final score later in this show, everyone. So tell them who's, actually, let's go ahead and go to the social media, everyone, because you know for sure we are on social media. We love it. You can follow me on social media at Mo Carter Fox 54, and also you can follow Simon at Simon HF Williams on Twitter, everybody. Shoot us a tweet. We may read it out later on the show. All right. Go ahead, Simon.
All right, we had a slew of Thursday night games on the docket. We'll take you to the Shoals for a barn burner between Brooks and Colbert County. Stay tuned. Welcome back to First Down Friday night. All right, Fox 54's coverage of Week 0 kicked off from Layton last night, where Colbert County welcomed Brooks. It was a reunion of two former Coffee High School colleagues when Tim Bowens brought Brooks to CT Manley Stadium to face Colbert County and Scotty Hanna. All right, first quarter, no scores. You see the teams rushing onto the field. Brooks QB Hunter Himber fakes the handoff and sends it left in the flat to an open Keenan Jones, who runs all the way to the opposite corner. A 55-yard score, zigzag pattern for Keenan Jones for the first score for Brooks. Later that period, Himber doesn't have a play deep, so he takes it himself, creates, scampers to the left for the first down. Colbert trying to get their guys back into it. You see the student section there. All right, Brooks finally gets into the red zone on this next play. But it gets blocked by no one else but Himber. He snags James Berryman's pass out of the air, takes it all the way for a score. He's created in the air on offense and again on defense. It's 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. In the second, Brooks up 20-0 now. Colbert County in the triple option hands it off to Davion Qualls, who pushes forward to get CC on the board. Same quarter, same situation, same play. Qualls again finds a hole right up the middle, and we've got ourselves a one-score game. All right, let's take a look at your final score. 48-21 final for the boys in orange. Brooks with the win. They go next week, they'll take on Mars Hill, while Colbert County will travel to Sheffield. All right, a pair of playoff teams from last season squared off at Madison City School Stadium Thursday night as Bob Jones hosted Muscle Shoals. Bob Jones with the first possession, and this amazing pass out of the air from Dylan Willingham out to Quentin Hubbard for a beautiful catch along the sidelines. Unfortunately, this was one of the few highlights early on for the Patriots in the night, as you can see the crowd cheering on. Trojans' first play of the night. 65-yard run, 7-0. Shoals on top. As you mentioned, there weren't too many great Bob Jones plays on Thursday, but let's show the Patriots some love. That's that O-line. Creating an option. They find a man down deep. Keeps it in the air, inbounds. Moving right along. As a nice drive is getting put together here. Handoff left side, scampering towards the sideline. Finds the corner of the end zone. Touchdown. Jalen Goodwin with the score. He outruns a couple of tackles, and it's 17-0 to put the Trojans on top. Bob Jones forcing it into the end zone if they can. The big guys up front, as they're keeping things moving here. And we'll take a look at the final score. You see there, that was Brooks County's final game. Muscle Shoals goes on to win 31-7. Next week, Shoals will be in Florence. Bob Jones takes on Athens.
All right, speaking of Athens, they were in action last night. The Golden Eagles taking on East Limestone, and these teams are only separated by 9 miles, Simon. However, they only played each other 15 times. Let's go to the first quarter. Golden Eagles up 8-0. Brogan Groves throws it up to Jay-Sean Riggle. He hauls it in for a great grab in the red zone. That would lead to this. Golden Eagles going with the ground and pound. Larry Howard says hello to the end zone right there. Eagles now on top 15-0 after the extra point was good. Indians, they've got the ball now. Jake Cochran's pass is tipped and it's intercepted. You got to love these defensive lineman interceptions right there. Preston Haney coming up with the INT. So Athens goes to work. The swing pass to Ante Buniskis, the third. He hits the circle button on PlayStation twice, shakes out of some tackles, and he is gone for a touchdown, everyone. 22-0. Golden Eagles now on top. We're still in the first. Indians finally going on the board in the red zone. Alexander Mason in the Wildcat takes a hard hit at the goal line, still scores right there. That makes it 22-7. Coach Groves is not happy about that, but he was happy about his final score. Let's take a look at that as Athens, the Golden Eagles, they fly away to a 49-14 victory. Next week, Golden Eagles, they'll take on Bob Jones, as we just saw. East Limestone, they'll take on Central Florence. Hey, we reached halftime of First Down Friday night. Coming up next, we'll take a look at some more local action from tonight, including a big one out at Westminster Christian. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everyone. We told you we'll give you an update from that James Clemens game, and it is Gardendale that holds on to beat James Clemens tonight by a final of 41-34, so they soar to a victory. Next week, James Clemens will travel to the Birmingham area where they'll take on Mountain Brook. All right, let's continue with the action from tonight. Westminster Christian playing host to the Lee Generals in their opener. We'll pick things up in the first quarter. Lee on the move. LaShawn Van in at quarterback. Watch as he'll hand it off to Terrell Matthews. He'll go right off tackle and then breaks a couple of tackles, and look at him scamper down the sideline, 45 yards on the game. That will set up a Lee touchdown. They went up 8-0, and Coach LeBlanc just wondered what's going on with his guys. But his team will respond quick, fast, and in a hurry. Brandon Mush, a former First Down Friday Night MVP of the week, calls it on number and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. But hold on, there is a flag on the play. So take that score off the board. There was a holding on the play. But the Wildcats, they continue on the attack. It'll be Mush this time, sitting back in the pocket, throws it up, and he's got a man. It's Owen Lockett in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. They get a two-point conversion to tie the ball game up at 8-8. They scored another touchdown to go up 16-8 mid of the second quarter. And let's go to your updated scores. And actually, that's not updated, everyone. I can tell you Westminster goes on to win 44-23. Next week, Lee will travel to Madison County, while Westminster Christian, they have a bye week. All right, last night, Simon, you can tell us about this game that happened on last night with Columbia and Fairview. Did Columbia, knock that losing streak off the way?
Well, Columbia's losing streak continues as Fairview goes on to win. Final score 51-0, Mo. Next week, Fairview hosts Priceville. Columbia hosts Hatton.
All right, let's continue on with some more action from tonight. Madison County rivals Hazel Green and Sparkman kicking things off this evening, up 4-31. Senators down 2-0 after a safety, but Jaquel Coleman puts them in front right here with the touchdown. The junior also converted on a big fourth down. Sparkman up 7-2, 6 minutes to go in the quarter. No amount of Hazel Green confetti could slow down the Sparkman offense. Josh Ward already with one pass and touchdown, shows off the arm again. Matthew Rozier holds it in for a touchdown right there. Senators now on top 21-2 at the end of the first quarter. Into the second quarter we go now. Sparkman with the ball again in the red zone. It's Ward continuing to make things happen with his arm. He hits Breace McBeth in stride. Sparkman now on up 28-2. One more for good measure. Hazel Green deep inside their own territory. The QB gets picked off. Malachi Jones follows all his blockers to the end zone for a score. Man, Sparkman rolled in this one. They went on to win by a final 77-9. Man, I don't see too many 70-point games in high school. So next week, Hazel Green, they'll play host to Grissom. Sparkman, they'll play host to Huffman. Simon, let's send it back to you.
All right, after reaching the Class 4A semifinals last season, the Madison Academy Mustangs dropped down to 3A. They opened up against Dressler from Tuscumbia. All right, Deschler down 9-6 in the second quarter. Justin Medina finds a receiver in the flat who beats Madison Academy defense in a foot race. Streaking down the sideline, end zone, touchdown. Deschler leads 15-9 after the successful point after. Their section, getting into it for sure. Another confetti section, Mo.
Yeah, apparently confetti was like a big thing this week.
Second half begins in the most wild way possible. Madison Academy kicks it off, but the Deschler return man drops it. He can't corral it. The Mustangs get a good jump on it and haul it in for a score. Caleb Williams.
That's how they drew it up, right?
Exactly. With the recovery, home team leads 16-15. Now on the immediate next play, don't forget, this is the second play of the second half. Deschler fields the kick, meets the rush about 10 yards out, and it sets up a wide open rest of the field to take it the rest of the way. Touchdown. Yep, no doubt about it. Deschler retook the lead, made it a 23-16 game, and we'll take a look at your final score. Well, we're going to wait on an update just for that real quick. But next week, we know Deschler will take on rival Russellville, while Madison Academy heads to Garth Avenue and faces Randolph.
All right, everyone. We'll kind of work out some of these kinks or whatever, and we'll wrap the show up. When we return, we'll show you a huge rivalry game as well. Stay tuned for more First Down Friday night. Okay, we want to kind of give you some updates, everyone. Westminster Christian, they went on to beat Lee by a final score of 44-23. A big victory for Coach LeBlanc and company. Next week, Lee will travel to Madison County. Westminster Christian, they've got a bye week. And time in the game you were just at not too long ago, it was Deschler that went on to beat Madison Academy tonight in a high-scoring affair, 42-35. But you said it looked like it was on that way to it.
Yeah, it was real close at first, and clearly someone had to pull out at the end.
Absolutely. Big rivalry games for both of these teams next week. Deschler and Russellville, Madison Academy, they'll take on Randolph. So we've got two more games to wrap up on tonight. We will start off over at Milton Frank Stadium. We've got Grissom and Russellville, and you've got that game. All right, so let's go out there, everybody.
Yep, that's exactly right. So Grissom, a 7A region foe for James Clemens, kicked off their season with the Russellville squad midway second quarter, third down. QB toss under pressure, couldn't get it, but would pick up a few yards, come short of the first down on his own. Tigers would go for it on the fourth, same situation. Under pressure, no more receivers open.
Torrey Falls just can't find enough time, man.
Loss of yards, turnover on downs. It's first down now for the Golden Tigers. Russellville's quarterback Harrison Birch steps back, looks right, fires right, and throws a dime to wide receiver number 3, Randall Johnson, who rushes it in for 6. That's 6 points going to number 3. But the Tigers weren't done just yet. Christian Carte comes into the game. He'll take over for the Grissom Tigers and makes a short pass to number 6, Tariq Thaxton, who collects a first down, busting through that big hit.
Knows how to lower his shoulder, too.
Next play, long pass to number 11, Tristan Graham, who goes up, gets it. Corner the end zone, touchdown. He'd put him back into this game. Let's take a look at that score. 34-21, final score, Grissom over Russellville. Next week, they're at Hazel Green. Deschler takes on Russellville.
All right, let's wrap things up with a huge rivalry game down in Scottsboro. See, here's the thing. Fort Payne and Scottsboro, they both wear black and gold, and they're both the Wildcats. So they play for this Top Cat trophy. We'll pick things up at 6-0. Fort Payne up, and Jake Barnes calls his own number on the QB keeper. He picks up a first down inside the red zone. That will eventually lead to this. It will be Mr. Barnes once again. He'll hand it off to his backfield mate, Alex Akins. He makes the cut, and he's into the end zone for a score. Fort Payne, those Wildcats on top, 13-0 at the break. As you can hear the Fort Payne broadcast team in the background. Let's go to the second half now, everyone. Caden DeBose, he will basically put this game out of reach. He high steps his way into the end zone for a touchdown right there. 20-0, Fort Payne on top. Let's check out your final scores. Fort Payne, they go on to win tonight by a final score of 20-6. They get that Top Cat trophy. Next week, Fort Payne's got their home opener against Etowah, while Scottsboro will take on North Jackson. All right, everyone, we want to thank you for joining us on the Week 0 edition of First Down Friday night. Quickly, did you have fun tonight, my man?
It was a blast. A wet, rain-soaked one, but I had a blast.
All right, cool. Well, guess what? We're here all the way through mid-November for sure. For Simon Williams, I'm Mo Carter. Have a great night. We'll see you next Friday.
Health Mart Pharmacy and B2 EDI.